The world of cryptocurrencies is buzzing with excitement about a possibly historic development that involves XRP and the government of the United States. XRP is reportedly named as a Tier 1 reserve asset for Federal Reserve settlements, according to rumors and papers that have been leaked, which imply that the most recent digital dollar bill has an unexpected feature. This indicates that XRP has the potential to become an official component of the monetary system in the United States, transforming it from a specialized digital currency into a fundamental financial tool. The implications are really significant. The value of XRP, which has been viewed with suspicion by certain investors for a long time owing to the lack of clarity around regulatory processes, may now see a jump to levels that have never been seen before. The astonishing amount of $10,000 per coin is suggested by some calculations. In the next weeks, this screenplay will investigate what this implies, the history of the law, the individuals involved, and what the market might anticipate happening in the near future. According to speculations, the measure in question, which has been named as HR 69, has wording that identifies XRP as an essential component of the new digital infrastructure that the Federal Reserve is implementing. The text of the law has not been publicly disclosed. Nevertheless, screenshots that have been leaked reveal lines such as XRP as Tier 1 reserve asset. If these phrases are accurate, it would be the first time that a cryptocurrency is fully integrated into the financial policy of the United States government. This integration would make it possible for XRP to conduct monetary settlements among government agencies and organizations that are faster, cheaper, and more transparent. As a result, XRP may possibly replace or augment the United States dollar in digital form. Blockchain technology is seen as the future of money by politicians and financial leaders, and Ripple's XRP is in a position that is unique owing to its transaction speed, scalability, and regulatory compliance background. The notion is not simply a theoretical concept. Reports from insiders claim that a number of prominent political players have started buying in XRP prior to the official voting on the law, which adds to the frenzy now surrounding the measure. Among the most noteworthy people is Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, who is said to have acquired XRP worth $5 million. Pelosi is included in the list of important persons. In the event that this endorsement is confirmed, it will send a strong message to retail and institutional investors alike, indicating that XRP is no longer only a speculative asset, but rather a significant participant in the forthcoming financial landscape. Pelosi's participation may also signal that the bill has significant political support, which would increase the probability that it would be passed. Because of this political backing, it is possible that more MPs may be encouraged to support the adoption of XRP, which will provide a precedent for future legislation concerning cryptocurrencies. In light of the magnitude of the United States national debt and the scope of the federal government's financial dealings, the mathematical reasoning for XRP reaching a price point of $10,000 becomes more transparent. The proponents of the measure claim that even if only 0.1% of the United States debt, which is presently greater than $33 trillion, were to be resolved using XRP, the demand and transactional volume that would arise would be enormous. This increasing demand, in conjunction with a fixed or limited supply, has the potential to actually push the price of XRP to heights that, to be honest, are practically inconceivable right now. It is important to note that in contrast to Bitcoin and Ethereum, the technology behind XRP is really built for speedy international transactions. This makes it an excellent option for use cases in the government sector. As a result of this line of reasoning in economics, a number of commentators have asserted that a price of $10,000 per XRP token is not only wishful thinking, but rather a target that can be achieved. It goes without saying that this is dependent on the bill's success and the government's decision to embrace it. Having said that, the timing for this significant legislative decision unquestionably lends a feeling of urgency to the situation. The vote on the measure is set to take place tomorrow, and it has been claimed that institutional investors and hedge funds are locking up positions in preparation for the vote. This pre-vote positioning creates a high-stakes climate in which early purchasers have the potential to gain enormous benefits, while those who wait may regrettably find themselves priced out of the market. The build-up is, in all honesty, reminiscent of huge market squeezes that we have witnessed in prior cryptocurrency rallies, and the community is keeping a careful eye out for any last-minute changes or revisions to the bill. As a result of the likelihood of a sudden price spike which may be triggered by the passing of the law or a public statement, investors are becoming increasingly anxious and prepared to take prompt action. A more fundamental shift in regulatory views about cryptocurrencies has occurred as a result of this action taken by Congress. For a number of years, XRP has been involved in legal conflicts, most notably with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), which has thrown doubt on its authenticity. The incorporation of XRP into a federal statute is indicative of a newly discovered acceptability, and it has the potential to pave the path for more transparent rules and wider institutional approval. This clarification is essential since the lack of clarity on legal requirements has been a significant obstacle for large financial institutions in their efforts to fully embrace digital assets. The passage of this measure might be interpreted as a signal that these issues for XRP have been resolved, so paving the way for cooperation with financial institutions, payment processors, and even other governments. The ripple effect has the potential to transform XRP from a straightforward digital currency into a fundamental standard for global finance. Moreover, the political backing from powerful persons such as Pelosi may motivate other key leaders to invest in XRP or openly support it. It is possible that this may result in a cascade of institutional interest, including from large banks, asset managers and hedge funds, all of whom have been wary in the past owing to confusion over the legal implications. In most cases, institutional adoption results in increased liquidity, market stability and credibility, all of which are necessary for the long-term appreciation of prices. In addition, because the United States has established this precedent, other nations may speed up the process of enacting legislation that are favorable to cryptocurrencies, which would further legitimize XRP on a worldwide basis. It is becoming more and more conceivable that XRP will become the foundation upon which a new digital financial age will be built. In spite of the overwhelming presence of bullish evidence, it is essential to maintain a cautious stance. There is a possibility that the result of the measure might be impacted by political obstacles, lobbying activities, or unexpected delays. The bill has not yet been passed into law. Investors should continue to keep an eye on official statements, carefully examine the final wording of the law, and as you might expect, keep themselves informed about the current state of the market. In spite of the enormous potential returns, risk management continues to be an essential component of every investing plan. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency markets are very volatile, and even favorable news can result in sudden corrections or increases in volatility. In conclusion, the prospective passage of the measure that would integrate XRP into the framework of the digital dollar in the United States would mark a paradigm change for the cryptocurrency and banking industries. The prospect that XRP might become a Tier 1 reserve asset, which would be endorsed by political heavyweights and backed by the federal government, heralds the beginning of a new chapter for digital currencies. It is possible that holders of XRP may experience exceptional price appreciation, institutional adoption, and mainstream acceptance if this measure is passed. In all honesty, the impending vote is a defining moment that has the potential to reshape the future of global banking, particularly with regard to digital assets and money. It is possible that the next 48 hours will mark the beginning of an exceptional adventure for XRP. This is true regardless of whether you are a trader, a long-term investor, or a crypto fan. Maintain vigilance, make sure you are well informed, and get ready for what may be the most important event in the history of cryptocurrency. It is only for educational and informative purposes that this movie is being provided. It is not advice on financial matters. Before making any decisions on investments, would you kindly conduct your own research and discuss your options with a financial advisor?